Hello everybody, welcome back to another main quest line in Star Stable. I just got down here to Scott Buttergood. I'm going to do the rest of the Equestrian Festival after I do this video. So I will do all of the races and everything that comes with it until it ends on Tuesday. It's a little early, but I already finished that part of the Equestrian Festival. I'm glad I collected that while I was there. And let's continue with Scott Buttergood here. Folks, we got ourselves a deal. Now, we ain't got much time. Let's get to work. Ooh. Let me tell you how this all began. Last night I saw a monstrous creature skulking by Butter Hill. It was taller than any of us, and it had eyes as big as dinner plates. Well, I saw it shadowy, actually. But let me tell ya, it was huge. I stayed just out of sight and followed the thing as far as I could, and it led me into Crescent Moon Village. I don't know what to make of this. Elsa, what do you think? Could have been a trick of the light? Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced myself. Scott, can you tell us more about what led you to believe this creature is still lurking around Epona? Look past the gates of this locked up house here. You see that? Fresh prints coming from the doorway. This house has been locked up for years, and nobody goes in or out. They're not just any kind of footprints either. They're cloven, just like a monster foot. Of course, that narrows things down a bit. It can't be mouth horse or big hoof. Those are good references. That actually makes me laugh. But it could still be a goat man from the mountains of Yar. What has this got to do with Fort Maria? Hey, I'm getting there. But still, he'd taken a sweet time. When I was out on my midnight patrol, I spotted the monster lurking by this very house. As soon as it saw me, it came bounding out so fast I could barely see where it was headed. On my way, I could only follow it as through a paper trail. Literally. It dropped a bunch of papers on the floor. I followed the trail, picking up the pieces one by one. Where did the paper trail lead you? I followed it all the way to the edge of town, and then the trail went cold. I tilted my cowboy hat and looked up, and there it was in front of me, Fort Maria. You saw the creature enter Fort Maria. Did you go through the gates or through another entryway? See it? I could barely see a thing. It was far too dark, and the monster was as black as night. But I can tell you for a fact that it went into that fort, and you want to know why. Because as I approached the gate to Fort Maria, I heard a thunderous roar from inside, and then from top of the wall leapt Fort Maria Fiend. I was doomed, I tell you, doomed. But you're here now, so you must be okay. You think a monster has got anything on me? Not a chance. It crashed onto the ground and barged past me. Nearly tore me in half, it did. But I survived with just a few scrapes and bruises. I doubt that. Anyway. Point is, the creature's coming and going through a secret passageway, allowing it to roam around these parts and region, terror undetected. I'm determined to catch it. Epona won't rest easy until I do. That's where we come in, I suppose. If we help you catch this talking monster, we can try and figure out how it's sneaking in and out of Fort Maria. Precisely. It'll probably be hard to make them talk. But talk they can. If the monster wanted paper of any sort, Pamela Moonriver keeps a stash of waterlogged Crescent Moon Times on her. Times by her house. to help with the local wasp population build their nests. No, the monster wanted something to read. Maybe it's trying to learn about our society and customs so it can hide among us, only to attack at the moment we least expect it. That reminds me of so many shows and movies, you crazy man. Okay, it's all starting to make sense. Time is of the essence, so if we're really going to do this, we should start now. Let's not hang fire any longer. It is time to hunt down the Fort Maria Fiend. Ooh, spicy. And I keep getting interrupted. Anyway, it's hockey night. God, my voice is like dying. Sorry. It is hockey night here at the house, so it's quiet, but also entertaining at the same time. Partly why I'm talking kind of low, but my voice is kind of dying today because I helped my barn out for a couple extra days this week while they were at a show. I'm sure it's going pretty good. So I helped out a couple days this week. Well, sorry, a couple extra days last week, so that was actually quite entertaining. Nothing eventful that I want to explain. But anyway, in order to escape a monster, we're gonna need to lay down some traps. Lucky for us, I have just the thing. What you got, Mr. Buddy Good? Being the local cryptic hunting expert, my storage of equipment for such occasions is almost endless. However, I just loaned out my last extra large creature catching cage to a kind woman in a suit and tie over in Yarlheim. Really? So we're gonna have to make do with the smaller variant. My gosh. Sorry, my words today are just like blah because it's been quite a long day. How small are the smaller cages? Well, let's just say we might catch it by the tail if we're lucky enough. They're really that small? Okay. I don't know about this. What if we injure whatever is roaming out there? Or if we trap something else instead? Injure? This thing tried bowling me over and I ain't playing nice. Besides, we're gonna fill a trap with something only this mean old monster likes: books. Elsa, you ride on around and lay out the traps for the monster in the area it was last spotted. Linda, you can take these books and place them inside as you set the traps. In the meantime, I'm gonna... Oh, hold on, my phone's buzzing. Flaming Horseshoes, I just got word of a Song Sorrow sighting down in the Mirror Marsh. The two of you are gonna have to take it from here. I have a mythical horse to wrangle. Okay then. Later, cowpokes. Stay vigilant.
No.
Finally, some peace and quiet. That Scott Buttergood sure is interesting, isn't he? Oh, you betcha. You definitely bet, Linda. I just hope he's right and the creature roaming around Epona knows another way into Fort Maria. Given all the strange things that happened on this island, his story doesn't sound so far-fetched. We should get to laying down the traps. I have some books in my saddlebag that I can use as bait. I've texted the others and tell them to meet us. I feel like we're onto something here, Elsa. Maybe it's a good thing. Hopefully. Possibly. Alright, I'm gonna go set up all these traps and see what the heck is going on, because I have a lot of traps to set somewhere. Oh, way out there by Fort Maria. Okay, I'm gonna have to go all the way back over there and set out some traps, and we're gonna go do this, and then I'll see you guys once I'm done with that. Okay, I'm down to my last one here. I gotta find out how I'm gonna get to it. I'm not exactly sure where it is. It says down here somewhere, so... Oh, I know how to get down there. I feel like an idiot. Alright, I'll be right back once I get down there. I think we go this way. Ha. Sorry, the weather was super weird today. It rained for once, and it was so weird. Alright, we're done setting up traps. We're gonna go and talk with Scott as he is back, looks like, by the bridge here. So we're gonna go head over there. Anyway, it rained today for the weirdest of reasons. It was super weird. It was really cold and not fun. I hate working in the rain. At least I'm not like outside in the cold for like ever, for like 8 hours, because like it was cold today. It was very chilly. Anyhow, let's continue. Hey, I got Linda's message. I am so ready to catch the Fort Mary Fiend. Oh goodness. And now Alex is on board with that. Okay, this might be a super short video, but since I have work tomorrow, I'm gonna get this out ASAP. I know it's super short. I have work tomorrow and I really I'm getting sleepy. And thank you guys so much for watching my video thus far. If you're enjoying my content, please like, subscribe, or comment. Your feedback is always welcome on my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!